1590 WPSL. It's the Christmas Kids Show, and it's our second week, and we are excited because we're doing it in a way that we've never, ever done it before, Carol.
That is right. With the magic of Zoom, we will have some guests that are longtime supporters of the Christmas Kids.
And I know we're going to be talking to Al Soroselli, but I'm looking at Al on Zoom right now, and his grandfather clock in the background, it has hypnotized me. I'm falling into a deep trance. Al, you probably don't see it right behind you there, but it's taken me, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Our guest today, as far as musical guests, Village Green Elementary, and we'll have them start our show out for us. Some Christmas cheer.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose, and his eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the snowman knew the sun was hot that day, so he said, let's run and we'll have some fun, and before I melt away. Down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there all around the square, saying, catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town right to the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard him holler, stop. For Frosty the snowman had to hurry on his way, but he waved goodbye saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday.
Village Green Elementary, the classic Frosty the Snowman, as done by an elementary school, and it doesn't get much better than that, Carol.
It is. And in the streamlined version of the Christmas Kids this year, we're glad to have Village Green Elementary and WLX with us from the school district, and we have the best of Village Green. So, and certainly thank you for being with us. Now we want to bring in our guest on Zoom. Our first guest is Al Soroselli with the Private Client Group. And let's see, Al, welcome and thank you. You have been with the Christmas Kids, more than 20 years. I think you and your wife, Ann.
Yeah, at least. I think probably either the year you and Greg bought the station or shortly thereafter when you guys hooked up with Christmas Kids. We weren't very far behind, and it's been a wild ride since.
It has. I think we adopted the Christmas Kids, I think about 94. So, yes, we've had our adventures. Let's see, we've done duck races. Yes, we did that. Actually, you and your wife did that. The Sugar Plum Run, which was an adventure. I had no idea there were that many serious runners who would do a half marathon in tradition. But you and a group of runners, helped organize that.
Yeah, we also had car raffles. We had just the car raffle, I think, that was a tough one. But it's just like watching my kids grow up. I'm looking. Sorry about the noise there. I'm looking at this picture of my oldest daughter.
Ooh. Now
she's going to be producing our first grandkid.
Yeah.
So time flies. And just like with Christmas Kids, a lot of great memories, a lot of great people. Some are still with us, some unfortunately aren't. But it's been a great ride.
Now going back to the grandchild, you have had 3 daughters. And I understand there's going to be a surprise with the grandchild?
I don't know if it's a surprise. I have 3 daughters, same wife, but we call them morning, afternoon, and twilight because...
Yes.
So we only, with our oldest, Emily, we always know something's going on. Not only do we know, but the social media world knows.
That's true. That is true. Okay.
So she has taken on a Boston Red Sox type attitude and saying the curse has been broken. Now, how do you respond to that and survive? Meaning I have 4 older sisters, my wife, 3 daughters, and now supposedly this is going to be a boy.
So you're stocking up on footballs and all kinds of things, right?
I'm not stocking up on anything because until I see it, I'm not going to believe it.
Okay, all right. Well, I know that yes. Yeah, I just got a note. Yeah, Soroseli, hex broken, a boy. Yes, okay. That was
We'll
a
see.
contribution from Greg. Yes, okay. Now, I know from the shopping trips, you have helped the Christmas kids on some of our wilder shopping trips, and specifically sporting goods.
The shopping trips were kind of a later element for Ann and I with the whole Christmas Kids thing, and just watching. Well, yeah, naturally, you turn me loose with a license to just grab. I'm hitting every conceivable sporting good, something. I'm footballs, baseballs, basketballs, soccer balls, everything. Just loading up the carts. So not only are we doing this, but the first time that Ann and I were involved with it, just getting used to the look on the cashier's face when she sees like 23, 25, 30 shopping carts. So we're ready. Ready to check out. Then try to pay for it with a check.
Well, we have exceeded the internal limits of the store, so we've had to have people come over and say, "Oh, okay, yes, this is an override." Yes.
Yeah, override. Oh yeah,
right.
it was
We
hilarious.
tend to spend. Yes. They know us by now. We've
No,
solved that bit.
the shock isn't quite the same anymore, but yeah, they still do. So that was a new element. But the most joyful, I don't know, the whole thing is joyful, but the actual toy giveaway day is pretty neat. Everything from the interaction with the trustees, which I value, to just seeing the families, the recipients, and it's just it goes so quick. And now that it's so systematized and so orderly, it goes even quicker. But it's still very nice.
It is, and in years past, and we're not sure how we're streamlining that part. We may have a lot fewer trustees, and they may be helping us do just a portion of moving the bags. We've had to streamline everything, but it has been something that you have taken a very large interest in working with the trustees that morning. And you've had choirs, you've had singing, you've had football games.
Yeah, football games almost caused some serious damage, but that's okay. We managed to elude it. A couple of those high passes almost taking out those big
Yeah.
ceiling there.
Yep.
Yeah, go deal. Oh no, yeah, no, that was. But I always had a heart for the trustees because I look at them and saying, okay, difference between them and myself and a lot of other people, they got caught. And I know when I was younger, I made a lot of silly mistakes, took a lot of unnecessary chances. This is before being married, and disclaimer, before I was married, before I had kids. Okay. And by the grace of God, I got away with it. And I just look at these people that have got just amazing hearts and just need to be really appreciate being prayed over, prayed with, treated like human beings. And it's just a really neat, it's just a nice little side. And when we have the time to organize the choir, it's worth it.
And part of what you're talking about, we certainly have all enjoyed being part of the Christmas Kids. It's a lot of work to have 3 new toys each for 744 children and get them in a bag that matches the family. But it's also a lot of not only fun but enjoyment and fulfillment of a lot of the people who work on it. Certainly enjoy different aspects.
It is a challenge, and now that toys are not appreciated like they used to be, it's even more of a challenge. And it also gives an opportunity to highlight what Christmas Kids, what they do beyond just the toy giveaway. And more attention needs to be brought to your efforts on that. The school clothes, the swimming lessons, things like that. It's not just a matter of just buying 3 toys, putting them in a bag, see you next year. it's an ongoing thing, and something that you and Greg and your team you just adopted and ran with it. It's just amazing.
There's a whole group of volunteers. Certainly, we don't do this alone. Whole group of volunteers that were with us this weekend doing the first packing day for the toy bags. But we'll also do golf tournaments to support the. We send about 125 children to water safety lessons every summer, and then also purchase new back-to-school clothing for about 100 children last year. So
That's huge. That's huge. It's tremendous.
we want to ask you to stay with us. We're going to check back in with Village Green Environmental Studies School, and they have more Christmas music for us.
Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches. You never change the whole year round. You brighten up the snowy ground. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches. We trim the tree at Christmas time, and merry bells begin to chime. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches.
1590 WPSL, the Village Green Elementary, and there some Christmas cheer from them. And oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
And certainly we thank them for being with us through the magic of WLX, which is the television station for the St. Lucie County School District. And also we have another guest. We're going to ask Al Sorcelli to kind of wait with us for a little bit and hold on for just a moment. And we want to bring in Michael Hoffman, who is with Florida Blue. And good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
We're doing fine.
And Carol, look at the backdrop that Michael has going here. I mean, he is truly in South Florida. Look at that. That is beautiful, Michael.
I like that. Now,
I learned early on with the Zooming that, I have 3 boys that are home with me, and I'd rather not show the mess of my house. I just figured I'd get a background that is calming instead.
That's very nice.
That is good. Well, certainly, thank you. You have been part of the Christmas Kids for the last, let me think, about 4 or 5 years. And we want to thank Florida Blue, has been one of the biggest sponsors for the Christmas Kids. I mean, certainly, we appreciate your community grant that has been huge for us for the last several years.
My lone purpose in being here today is to thank you guys, not the other way around. I just feel honored that I'm trusted to be able to point out the worthy organizations in the Treasure Coast and direct the funds where they need to go. But that's where I start and end with all this. All the credit and everything else goes to Al and goes to your team. And I'm, like I said, I'm just here to thank you guys for what you do.
Well, certainly, I think people may not be aware how much that Florida Blue does put back in the community with the community grants. Tell us about those.
Yeah, well, we like to help people that are helping people, because our mission is to help communities and individuals achieve greater health. And where we can team up with organizations whose mission statements are similar to that, we want to make sure that, especially in the times that we're at, where fundraising is difficult and the way that these organizations generate revenue has been challenged, we want to make sure that we can help. So, just here in our local community, we've done a lot of work with HANDS, Health Access Network Delivery Systems, and they won our Sapphire Award 2 years ago for $20,000. We work very closely with Mustard Seed Ministries. We're very hand in hand with Habitat for Humanity, Castle, Safe Space, Hibiscus. These are all organizations and I personally have a vested interest. I'm on the board of directors of United Against Poverty of Vero Beach at this point. And, thanks to Ann Sorcelli, who got me involved with this 6 years ago with helping Penny direct funds in this area, I've actually grown to feel like I need to give of myself as well. So I'm doing that as far as helping up in that region.
Well, that is good. I know for this year, as an organization, I mean, we just weren't sure what financial support and funding would be out there. I mean, given that everybody's in difficult circumstances and different circumstances. So I was very, very pleased to receive email from Florida Blue, and certainly thank you for being there this year for the Christmas Kids.
Yeah, again, one more time. Don't thank me, thank you.
Oh, but we need to. Thank you.
It's a labor of love. Like, that's one thing that really comes across. You said it earlier. You used the word fun. And when we were texting each other over the weekend about this morning, and I was saying I was honored to be part of this, you just responded with 3 words: we have fun. And that's the way it should be, right? Ideally, if you are doing something that helps somebody and you're working hard to do it and you're having fun, that's a win-win for everybody. So, God bless you guys, and thank you so much.
Well, actually, we do have fun. But if we can't get serious just a moment, I know you're busy today, so you need to get back. Today is one deadline for insurance, and then next Monday is another deadline for insurance. Tell us what all is going to be happening.
Yeah, today is the deadline for AEP, which is the annual election period for Medicare. And on the 15th, next Tuesday, is the deadline for the Under 65 Affordable Care Act to sign up. So, our teams are working virtually, and we have our complete teams that everybody's used to seeing in the retail center set up virtually, and they're helping people telephonically, and they're doing video conferencing with people. And same way, if you just call our local 772-621-8830 number, you'll get through to my staff, and they'll be able to help you with all your needs over the phone. No commitment required, free consultation. Again, we're here to help you guys pick out the best fit for you so you can live a healthier life.
And one thing I know you've explained earlier to our on our morning shows, if you've lost your job during this time of uncertainty and you lost your health insurance, there may be some help for you.
Yeah, so the biggest challenge for us is the over 1 million people in South Florida that are still uninsured. And now, obviously, that number is growing with people who are challenged with our situation that we're going through right now. But it's the amount of help that you get from the marketplace or the government to pay your premiums is based on your income, projected income for the next year. So you have to have a minimum income in order to qualify, but that's kind of how we work with hands. Like, if you go there and you don't have, if you make too much money, in the past they would say, sorry, we can't help you, you're above the threshold. Now they'll send them to us. In the same way, if someone comes in to us and they call us and they say, hey, this is my income, and we say, you're not qualifying for it, but we will send them then to hands. So between, our organizations that we work with and ourselves, we want to make sure that everybody has some kind of health network coverage. So that's our main goal, to get everybody in our community covered with insurance. But as you said, you're correct. If you're at the minimum threshold and you're at the higher FPL, which is the federal poverty level, many times you can get a very low premium for a Cadillac coverage. You can walk out under $50, $25 a month for coverage, and most people don't realize that.
Okay, so today is the day for Medicare. Next Monday is the day for any of the other insurance enrollment. And you had a phone number one more time?
Yeah, the local number here for St. Lucie West, which obviously we covered the Tri-County area. So you just dial into 772-621-8830.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the information, Michael Hoffman, as well as thank you, certainly, and I'm going to say thank you for the support from Florida Blue.
All right, I wish you the best with the rest of the Christmas Kids shows, and give my love to everybody that's helping with this as well. Thanks so much.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go to Village Green Elementary one more time, and we'll come back and join Al.
Jolly old St. Nicholas, lead your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon, now you dear old man. Whisper what you'll bring to me, tell me if you can. When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney tall and round, with your pack you'll creep. All the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one, you'll be sure to know. Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a toy, Nancy wants a storybook, wants to bring her joy. As for me, I'm not too sure, so I'll say goodnight. Choose for me, dear Santa Claus, what you think is right.
Once again, the Village Green Elementary School and their Christmas cheer for us on our Christmas Kids Show.
And we thank them for being with us. And now back to Al Sorcelli. And certainly thank you. We wanted to work in Florida Blue. That is something that Al and Ann Sorcelli put us in touch with. And we certainly thank you for adding to the support of the Christmas Kids. But now, Al, your business is the Private Client Group Investments. Tell us about that.
Before I do that, a little reminder, if Michael Hoffman's still on, one of the nicest little pre-birthday gifts or post-birthday gifts this past year is when Ann got tickets for she and I to go watch Seton Hall play St. John's. Now, I'm a Seton Hall alum, and Michael Hoffman is a St. John's alumnus. It was a wonderful game in Seton Hall. I think St. John's gave him a shot. They gave him a try. It got as close as losing by 15, but at the end, 20, 25, who's counting? I don't know.
You wouldn't, no.
Well, you know what? Let me say something. The beauty of a college season is that every year things change, and I think you guys lost a nice piece to your puzzle. And so far this year, we're looking pretty strong. So bring it on. We'll talk later on this year.
Yes, when most people visit bakeries, the cupcakes are rather tempting. So I agree. St. John's is off to a good start.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Touché.
Okay, this could go on for a while, I suspect.
Oh,
But
it's old Big East.
Well, back to the Private Client Group. I'm sure you're hearing from your clients. We've been through other types of change, but a pandemic is something new. What are you hearing?
No,
what are you telling?
It's not. It's not new.
Okay, all right.
Spanish. We had the 1918. We had bird flu. This is not new. But just like anything else, because they're saying, okay, we're going to have. Don't get me started on hysteria. I mean, as far as yes, COVID-19 is to be taken seriously. I'm not a medical expert, but we all know this. But we will get through this. As far as the market goes, the market will get through this. And the worst thing a person could do is make a short-term knee-jerk decision based on short-term influencers, like a pandemic. This too shall pass. So this year's had its challenges, but the market, I do get a lot of questions like that, but the idea is to keep people on the path.
Okay, all right. And that now the Private Client Group, I take it, is larger accounts, but it is with the Equitable Company.
Equitable Advisors, what was old is new again, or what's new is old again. It's part of the old Equitable that started in 1859 and then became AXA when AXA made a massive infusion of capital when we went public in 92. And we recently rebought ourselves back and rebranded as Equitable. Private Client Group, for lack of better words, and you guys know that I'm really not one to fluff my feathers, but let me just try to put this properly. So if Equitable Advisors, to use an analogy, was the Navy, Private Client Group is the SEAL Team 6, basically the top 7-8 advisors in South Florida. We have gotten together and made a firm within a firm and are able to deliver wonderful capabilities, everything that Equitable Advisors can do, and then just a little bit more.
Okay, just a little bit more. So if people would like to hear a little bit more, they can contact you.
Sure.
Okay. And you will give us a phone number, right?
Oh, yeah, that phone number, 772-878-1181. Again, 772-878-1181. This is all about long-term financial planning, holistic life planning. That's what we do.
Okay, well, thank you. We can all use a lot of that right now, and I have to thank both Al Soricelli and Ann Soricelli, as well as Michael Hoffman, for being part of the Christmas Kids and certainly supporting the Christmas Kids in this year where we may have had a pandemic 100 years ago, but it's new and scary now for a lot of people.
It's scary. It is.
And certainly thank you for being consistent supporter of the Christmas Kids this year when everybody needs a little reassurance. But thank you, and we will go back to Village Green Environmental Studies School, and we'll see you tomorrow. Keep the Christmas Kids in your heart. See you tomorrow right here.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Fun it is to ride on one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on one-horse open sleigh.